Well, hello, Savannah. How are we doing out there? I'm Tom Morley, Irish fiddler, and welcome to Strings Without Boundaries. I'm one of the teachers that you're going to have this week. I just couldn't be there today for this introductory class due to some scheduling problems. I will be there, I promise, tomorrow and Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I am, in fact, driving from Fairhope, Alabama, my home, to Savannah right now as you watch this video, and I will be there in plenty of time to start some classes with you. Well, you guys are really going to have a great time this week with Julie and Aaron von Chelominski. Hello to both of you. I know you're out there somewhere. You're just outside the frame here somewhere. I can't see you, but I know you're there. I'm going to follow up and be there in time to teach a variety of different classes. I'll be teaching 6 different classes for you guys in the next 2 days, several that I've developed specially for the Strings Without Boundaries camp. Strings Without Boundaries! It sounds like we should have some reverb on that, doesn't it? Oh well. Anyway, I've got a very unique class called The Art of Micro-Improvisation in Irish Fiddling. Now, if you like Irish fiddle tunes, you may already be familiar with the fact that the melody is the thing with all the Irish traditional musicians. It's very important that you really know the melody and you play it. But what do you do after you have the tune down under your fingers? Well, if you go to an Irish traditional session and start doing some crazy jazz swing licks or something, rock licks, I don't think they're going to like it much, actually. They're going to give you the old stink eye, as we say, and ignore you mightily and hope you leave soon. But when we listen to master Irish fiddlers like Martin Hayes or Kevin Burke, they're able to take a tune and make it interesting and new every time you listen to them play it. Well, how do they do that? Of course, they use some of the classic ornamentations, and we will talk about all the ornaments that Irish fiddlers use in tunes. And then we'll also learn how to mix and match. We'll learn how to add and subtract in what I call a micro-improvisational way. The tune will be fresh and new every time you play it, yet it will always be right there. And that's what I think is one of the absolute genius things about Irish traditional music. Another class that I'm going to offer is Irish traditional tunes by ear. Now, of course, every player wants to be able to play these tunes by ear. A lot of classically trained players, of course, want their sheet music in front of them. And even with my students here at home, I will usually have the sheet music. We'll learn it from there, and then we'll discuss different ways to learn the tune by heart and pull yourself away from the music. Well, I'm going to give you a whole class in that, and we're going to take a couple classic tunes, look at the sheet music, play them that way, analyze them a little bit like good music readers we are, and then figure out good techniques that you can use to learn a tune quickly by ear and pull yourself away from the music. There'll be really good techniques you'll be able to use with any tune after you take this class. I think you'll really have a lot of fun with that. We'll be pushing the boundaries, as I like to say, between your right and left brain and being able to imagine these tunes and the measures that are in them and how many times they repeat, that sort of thing. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with that class. The other class that I developed for this camp is called Bowing, the Art of Bowing and the Voice of Your Violin. People tell me, "Oh, Tom, you really make that fiddle sing." And it's the bow that makes it sing, of course. It's the complete voice of your instrument. A long stick, 20-odd inches long, with about 180 horsehairs. Who would have figured that it could do anything from the loudest notes to the softest, to the most beautiful, to the roughest, choppiest notes you want to play. We're going to push the boundaries of every inch of your bow. I'm going to show you how I use my bow, how I do my bow grip, how I move it, how I use the bottom third, the middle third, the top third, how I add gravity to the hairs or take it away. Whether you are playing classical music or fiddle tunes, you're going to enjoy this class and find new ways to use your bow. I think we take way too much of it for granted. So I'll help you think about your bow for an hour. Those classes you'll be able to take from me either Wednesday or Tuesday, and I hope each one of you will clear your schedule and want to take one of those classes. Now, if you want to learn some tunes, I'm going to do that too. I like to call myself the Indiana Jones of Irish fiddle tunes. I'm always looking for great melodic tunes that are going to stick in your head and that you're just going to really enjoy learning. So I've picked a couple really good ones to teach in several classes that I'll have of Irish trad tunes for all. And we'll even have 2 levels of that. If you consider yourself a pretty good fiddler, well, I've got a challenging tune or two for you from the archives, like Michael Coleman and some of the classic players that played some pretty fancy tunes. We'll spend an hour with some of those as well. And you'll go home with some new tunes to play and learn. Also, in the tradition of Irish fiddling, we often play tunes that are 100 years old, 200 years old, even older. But of course, there's a contemporary tradition as well, with plenty of great contemporary fiddlers like Liz Carroll and the guys in Lunasa or Solas. They're all writing new tunes almost every day. And a lot of them have already made it into the repertoire of players around the world. So we'll discover a couple contemporary, fun, and funky newer Irish tunes that you can add to your repertoire. I think you're really going to enjoy those tunes too. Now, I'm a guy who loves every style of music that there is. I've played honky-tonk country, bluegrass, swing and jazz, and classical music as well. I'm a member of the local symphony. But Irish traditional fiddling is my passion, and I hope I'm going to be able to really share it with you guys this week at Strings Without Boundaries. I'll see you guys. I'm sorry I can't be there today, but I'll see you and you and you and you and you too. Oh yes, don't you forget to come to my class. I'll see you guys on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll have a lot of fun with Irish fiddling, and I just can't wait to be there in Savannah and work with you all. I'll see you all then.